Every person you meet leaves behind clues, not breadcrumbs, but fragments of their soul, written in an invisible ink you were never taught to see. Today, you will learn the language of that ink. This is not another quick list of psychological tricks or surface-level advice. This is a deconstruction, complete breakdown divided into 3 powerful acts, each building on the last. If you skip ahead or miss one, you will lose the key to the cipher. The depth that makes this truly work will be lost. So stay with me, because by the end of this journey, you won't just understand others. You will understand yourself in ways you never expected. Let us begin. From a young age, you are trained to trust what people say. Words are our currency, the social glue that holds our world together. But the great diagnostician of the human soul, Friedrich Nietzsche, warned us not to be fooled by language, because people do not speak from a place of truth. They speak from a place of survival, from ego, from fear. The surface of someone's personality is not them. It is their armor. A meticulously crafted shield forged in the fires of social expectation and the chilling fear of rejection. Think about it. It's that person who seems overly kind, who showers everyone with compliments. They may not be kind at all. They may be utterly terrified of you disliking them if they aren't perfectly accommodating. And the one who seems so strong, so unshakable, they may be crumbling underneath, holding their breath, hoping no one notices the cracks. And what's most deceptive about humans is that they often do uneven know they're redoing it. Most people are actors in a play they didn't write. Their smiles, their opinions, their very tone of voice all have been shaped and reshaped by whatever kept them safe in the past. This is why most people aren't hiding from you. They are hiding from themselves. Nietzsche didn't mean that as an insult. He meant it as a warning. Do not confuse the mask with the person wearing it. All masks, no matter how well crafted, have flaws. They slip. And it is through these cracks, these unguarded moments, that the truth leaks out. Here's what no one tells you. People leak the truth all the time. Not in their carefully chosen words, but in the spaces between them. In the way they look away at a critical moment. In a laugh that lingers a second too long. In the sudden, jarring pivot of a conversation when it gets too close to something real. These are not mistakes, they are clues. If you know what to look for, you will begin to understand. Here are the first 6 fundamental cracks in the mask you must learn to identify. Intention. Watch for what makes someone uncomfortable. What topic makes their posture stiffen, their smile fade? That is where the performance ends and the real person begins. Tension is the compass needle pointing directly to a hidden truth. What someone hates in others reveals what they are hiding in themselves. This is one of Nietzsche's sharpest insights: projection. When someone constantly mocks arrogance, they are often deeply insecure about their own self-worth. When someone can't stop pointing out dishonesty in others, they are usually hiding a truth they haven't faced. We hate in others what we are afraid to admit in ourselves. So when you want to read someone, don't just look at what they admire. Look at what they criticize, and ask yourself why. Silence reveals more than words. Nietzsche didn't believe truth came from talking. In fact, he saw language as a tool of the herd, often used to avoid confronting reality. When someone pauses for too long before answering, when they dodge certain topics, when they give short, rehearsed replies to deep questions, that silence is louder than speech. A person avoiding vulnerability is revealing everything about what they fear. Excessive virtue is often disguised vanity. Be wary of the person who loudly proclaims their purity, the one always correcting others, always preaching. Nietzsche called this the will to power in disguise. Real goodness doesn't need applause. The louder the virtue signal, the more likely there is something being hidden behind it. People don't lie to you first. They lie to themselves. This one changes everything. The lies you hear, "I'm fine. I'm over it. I don't care," aren't lies designed to hurt you. They are lies. They have rehearsed so often, they believe them. Nietzsche understood self-deception not as evil, but as a defense mechanism, a way to keep functioning in a painful world. So when someone's story doesn't quite add up, don't assume they are trying to deceive you. Realize they have been doing it to themselves for far longer. That's what makes reading them possible, because the inconsistencies reveal the truth. Where someone feels superior, they are hiding in inferiority. This is pure Nietzsche. He believed that superiority is often overcompensation. If someone constantly reminds you of their accomplishments, they likely fear they are not enough. If someone puts others down casually, they are probably terrified of being overlooked. Real confidence doesn't compete, it just is. So if someone needs to dominate, control, or prove themselves, look deeper. Behind the throne, you will often find a scared child wearing a crown. Pause for a moment. Think of someone in your life. Can you see the mask now? Can you see the cracks? If this is already changing how you see the world, drop a comment below and tell me which of these first truths hit you the hardest. There is much more to uncover. To see the mask is one thing, to understand the force that holds it in place is another. Now we go deeper. Nietzsche believed that humans rarely act from pure desire. They act from a deep, primal fear. The fear of loss. Loss of status. Loss of love. Loss of self-worth. Let's start here, because it is more universal than you can imagine. Most actions are driven by unconscious fear. When you want to read someone, stop focusing on what they say they want. Instead, ask yourself this powerful question. What are they afraid of losing? That is where the truth lives. When someone criticizes too much, it is a projection. The man who mocks emotional people might be terrified of his own feelings. The woman who belittles others for their appearance might be locked in a secret war with her own reflection. Nietzsche said that judgment is almost never about the other. It's about the self. So when you hear repeated criticisms, don't be distracted by the target. Instead, trace the line back to the speaker. What part of them are they trying to disown? Projection isn't just a defense mechanism, it's a confession. Guilt often hides behind false confidence. Nietzsche observed this phenomenon in leaders, teachers, preachers, those who perform certainty because they are scared of being seen. When someone is chronically, unshakably confident, look for the guilt they are trying to bury. Real peace doesn't perform. So when someone seems too confident, don't be intimidated. Be curious. People betray themselves through exaggeration. This one is subtle, but powerful. Someone who constantly says, "I don't care what anyone thinks," likely cares very deeply. Exaggeration is a tell. It's the ego trying to drown out doubt. Nietzsche believed that extremism in any direction is a form of imbalance, not strength. So when someone's statements sound too absolute, don't believe the content, read the insecurity underneath. The desire for control masks inner chaos. Control. We seek it everywhere. But some people crave it to the point of obsession. If someone micromanages every detail, if they cannot handle change, if they dominate people to feel powerful, it is not because they are strong. It is because something inside them feels terrifyingly out of control. So instead of fearing the controlling person, see them for what they are. Someone terrified that the moment they let go, it will all fall apart. The louder the performance, the emptier the core.
Look at social media.
The endless look-at-me energy, the perfect poses, the curated identity. Nietzsche didn't see this as strength. He saw it as desperation. When someone is constantly performing, it is because they do not believe they will be seen or loved without it. So when someone's life looks like a performance, remember, this is not a show of power. It's a whisper of need. We are now at the final layer. You have learned to see the mask and the fear. Now we trace it all back to the origin. Because behind every behavior is a belief. And behind every belief is a wound. No one speaks from logic, they speak from pain. You might think people are rational, that they argue based on facts. Nietzsche believed otherwise. He believed that underneath every logical argument is an emotional wound. People form their views based on what hurt them, and then justify those views with logic. So when you want to understand someone's worldview, don't just ask what they believe. Ask what broke them. Ask what scared them. Ask what they never want to feel again. This changes everything.
8.
How someone reacts to weakness reveals their true power. Want to truly see someone's character? Don't watch how they treat the powerful. Watch how they treat someone who cannot fight back. Nietzsche believed that real strength isn't proven through domination. It is revealed through restraint, the person who can witness weakness without judgment, who can sit with sadness without running away. That is someone who has won the inner war. When someone fears being forgotten, they chase attention. The hunger for attention often comes from a deeper fear, the fear of being invisible, of being erased. The child who is ignored becomes the adult who overcompensates, creating noise not because they love it, but because they cannot bear the silence. The person they attack is often the person they envy. This is one of Nietzsche's boldest truths. People don't always attack because they hate. They often attack because they admire, but feel they can never achieve the same. Criticism is easier than admiration. Envy is just unspoken desire. It is the soul saying, I want that too, but I don't believe I'm allowed. People act out their childhood, not their beliefs. You have heard it said people don't change, but Nietzsche would say people repeat. They repeat the roles they were forced to play, the fears they were taught to carry. A person who is never heard becomes someone who never listens. A person who is punished for expressing emotions becomes cold and logical. They think they are acting from beliefs, but really, they are just reenacting the past. Their patterns are a confession. This is the final truth, and it changes everything. People don't always know how to express what hurts, but they will show you again and again through their patterns. A person who ghosts, a person who overworks, a person who flirts with everyone but connects with no one, these are not random behaviors. They are confessions. They are saying, this is how I protect myself. This is where I was hurt. This is what I fear repeating. You learn to listen not to words but to patterns. You can hear the truth before it is ever spoken. And when you do this, something amazing happens. You stop judging. You start understanding. You become a mirror, not a weapon. You become someone who sees and still chooses grace. And that, more than any tactic or trick, is what makes you powerful. You are not just reading people. You are remembering yourself. Every truth we covered was not just about others. It was about you. Your patterns, your fears, your own childhood scripts. Because the more clearly you see others, the more clearly you see yourself. This isn't the end of the journey. It's the beginning of a new way of seeing. Nietzsche didn't just want us to observe. He wanted us to awaken. If you have felt seen by this video, if you have recognized these patterns in people or in yourself, don't keep it to yourself. Comment below which of these 18 truths hit you the hardest. Let's build something honest together in a world full of masks. If this spoke to you, subscribe. This is just the beginning of learning to see what's hidden and becoming who you really are.